the absolute almost 180 this game has done for me, as far as my perception of it goes, has been absolutely insane. And I think you might share the same feelings. And if you don't know what the fuss is all about, I'll happily tell you. Star Wars Zero Company was a game that was quite similar to XCOM 2 for various reasons, largely because a lot of developers from XCOM 2, I believe, have worked on this game. Uh, I myself have never been too big of a fan of the XCOM series, and I never really played the game properly. I only played the intro of XCOM 2, so I was not too interested, even though the trailers looked kind of cool. When I saw the gameplay, my initial thoughts were this is cool. I love Star Wars. This is the Clone Wars era. I'll probably watch this game on YouTube. But then more trailers came out, and the biggest moment was, of course, was all the early previews coming out about the game. That was the turning point, because there we got to learn just how much customization we have in this game. I would be pretty accurate, I think, if I said that this legit has one of the best, if not the best, clone trooper customization in any Star Wars game ever made. You do have some customization options locked away, but other than that, for a cheaper price than the usual game, if I remember correctly, let me check. Yeah, there you go. For $50, you pretty much get the full game. No BS, nothing like that. You actually get the product that you're paying for. Crazy idea, but we have to mention stuff like this in the year of 2026 because, man, gaming is crazy. And with the release of GTA 6 and afterwards, I think things are going to get a lot crazier. But anyways, besides the customization, man, a lot of people just started comparing it to Mass Effect. And that's high praise because we all know how good Mass Effect is. Personally, it's one of my favorite video game series of all time. So to hear anything being compared to Mass Effect, my ears are immediately going to perk up and I'm going to have to go check that out, whatever it is. And it's true. Every single mission afterwards, you have your home base and you can talk to your companions. You can recruit your companions in the first place. After you do so, after every mission, you talk to them. They kind of give you their thoughts and opinions. They have personal missions, a lot like Mass Effect 2, actually. You get to recruit people, and the more you talk with them, the more you bond with them. They kind of give you loyalty missions, if you remember Mass Effect 2. Well, it's a similar deal here. I don't know exactly how it's going to be executed, but it's a similar idea, and I'm all for that, man. And while you're talking to these companions and roaming around in your home base, it's over the shoulder third person camera angle. So it makes it feel a lot cooler, a lot more high production, just, yeah, better in general. I really like that. And it's not limited to that either. If you've played Baldur's Gate 3, you the camera zooms out and you get the the RTS or the CRPG type, pretty much the XCOM camera angle while the combat is going on. Obviously, there are some cinematic zoom ins, and while you're doing cool moves, there's some effects and all that. But after combat is over, the camera zooms right back in and you get the third person view again. And I think that's actually extremely cool. Honestly, it is something that Larian should seriously think about doing in the next Divinity game that they're developing right now. But obviously, you also have permadeath, and it's a game where you have to think about your moves a lot. Obviously, you can lower the difficulty and kind of make it a cakewalk and just hear the story. But most of us are going to play it on normal at least, right? And because there's permadeath, all your decisions actually matter. Because even if you really like one of the companions that you've gotten, if they're down more than three times, they're cooked. They're gone forever. So, makes the stakes much higher and the game more exciting. And again, if they can deliver on the Mass Effect like experience, you are going to be emotionally invested in these characters. Or at the very least, one of the characters will be really, really useful. And if you lose that character, that's going to sting as well. Even if you don't like the guy, maybe he just hits every single shot he takes. And now not having him on the team is going to make you think like, okay, what the hell are we going to do for this mission? So besides that, obviously, you'll have other decisions to make. So it won't just be all combat, and some of the decisions will affect the story. You're going to be able to shape the story a little. I don't know. I would like to say a little bit. We'll see how much difference you can make, but I think that's pretty cool. So far we got really good customization that you could do at any point of the game. If you're tired of being a human, you can be a Twi'lek or something. So at any point of the game, I think that's pretty. I have no issues with that. And then you have Mass Effect, like just base building. You can upgrade your base as well, by the way. That's pretty cool. Talking to your companions. There is no romance, not a deal breaker, but I think it's fun. I know a lot of people say romance in video games are super awkward, and I agree with them completely. But still, it's, like I said, pretty fun. So I would have liked to have it in there, but oh well. The last thing and the biggest thing that is gonna basically keep everything together and potentially make this one of the best games of this year. And yes, I'm aware that GTA 6 is potentially going to come out this year. But anyways, it's the writing. So far from what I've seen, it's solid. It doesn't worry me. There's a game called Exodus, and then there's a game called Expanse, Osiris or something like that. Those are like the spiritual successors to Mass Effect, right? At least that was the story up until the previews came out about Star Wars Zero Company. Right now, the writing seems way better than both those games combined in Star Wars Zero Company. And also, shout out to Exodus, because in this game, in Zero Company, you can customize your main character fully, by the way. I mean, that's crazy. So as far as like a spiritual successor to Mass Effect is concerned, for me, it's this game right now. And yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons, like I said, why this game has become something that I was thinking, yeah, I'll watch from my favorite YouTuber, to now I'm definitely making time to get my hands on this and play it. And before getting out of here, there's one last detail I want to share. I think the writer of this game is the person who actually wrote the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order games. And those have great moments like the Darth Vader cameo in the ending of the first game, and then just many other memorable moments in the second game. So if he is the one responsible for the writing, we're already seeing Anakin Skywalker, and like his cameo seems to be handled pretty good, pretty well. We have Commander Rex potentially. I think in the trailer that they released today, he showed up. I don't know when I'll be releasing this video, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I'm actually excited. Like this game, from everything I've seen, seems to be super solid. We'll see if it can reach that legendary status though. So yeah, as a pretty decent fan of Star Wars, I am very pleasantly surprised that we have a game coming up pretty soon, by the way, like Star Wars Zero Company. And yeah, hoping it ends up being really good.